Belvedere on 7 to 1. Son of War on 7 to 2, 8 to 1 bar.
Heading towards the first of the 17 fences, and Johnny Setaside up there with Son of War and Opera Hat. Opera Hat on the inside of Johnny Setaside, Son of War in third, and then McAllister. The Adventure is next, Belvedere and King of the Gales in the red colours, yellow cap at the back as they go now towards the second, the first of the ditches. Johnny Setaside, Richard Dunwoody, dark cap on the near side, Opera Hat, and they're followed by Son of War, Idiot's Venture, and Belvedere as they go towards fence number 3. Johnny Setaside and Opera Hat with a slight advantage into the fence, jumps at length and a half in front. Johnny Setaside second, then Son of War in the grey, followed by Idiot's Venture, Belvedere and McAllister, and back at the tail of the field is King of the Gales. On towards the fourth, Opera Hat and Johnny Setaside. Opera Hat the leader, Johnny Setaside. 3 lengths away, Son of War. Idiot's Venture is next with Belvedere and McAllister. And back at the tail of the field, King of the Gales as they go down now towards fence number 5, the second ditch. Opera Hat, Anthony Powell, shown just ahead of Johnny Setaside and Richard Dunwoody, then Son of War and Idiot's Venture. Belvedere a little slow past in the air by King of the Gales, and also by McAllister as they run around to face the 6th. Opera Hat the mare in the lead, Johnny Setaside in second, Son of War 4 lengths back, then Idiot's Venture with the broad white face, and Opera Hat mistake there, but still leads. Johnny Setaside, Son of War in third, and then Idiot's Venture, and they're followed by King of the Gales as they make the turn into the straight and head towards fence number 7 in the Ericsson chase. First prize of £32,500 awaiting the winner. Opera Hat leads them to the 7th from Johnny Setaside, Son of War, Idiot's Venture with a white face on the right, and the nose band of King of the Gales on the inside of King of the Gales. McAllister left the picture, Belvedere in the hoops. As they come up now to pass the stands, a long run to fence number 8. Opera Hat, Johnny Setaside within a length, and then a 4-leg break to Idiot's Venture showing third in front of Son of War and McAllister. There are leaders, Opera Hat, Anthony Powell, Johnny Setaside, Richard Dunwoody. A pair of them 5 to 6 lengths in front of Idiot's Venture and Son of War together. And closely grouped behind them, McAllister, King of the Gales and Belvedere. As they run up towards the 8th, Opera Hat on the right of the picture, Johnny Setaside in second. They jump it together. Idiot's Venture jumped a little to the right, shows third ahead of Son of War, Belvedere on the extreme left, then McAllister right of the picture, Brian Bones with the yellow sleeves, and King of the Gales and Francis Woods at the back. As they go over fence number 9, Johnny Setaside and Opera Hat dispute the lead. 5 lengths clear of Idiot's Venture as they begin the long sweeping turn into the back straight. Opera Hat on the inside of Johnny Setaside. A pair of them about 8 lengths clear of Idiot's Venture. Belvedere shows 4th. McAllister next on the inside of King of the Gales, and Son of War has dropped towards the rear. Facing fence number 10, and the first down the far side, Opera Hat and Johnny Setaside. The pair of them are clear by upwards of 10 lengths now from Idiot's Venture. McAllister 4. Then comes King of the Gales. Belvedere jumped it slowly, lost a few places, and Son of War pushed along at the tail of the field. 7 fences left to jump. As they come to the next plain one, Opera Hat leads Johnny Setaside by half a length, and they're cleared of Idiot's Venture. Opera Hat, Johnny Setaside, stride for stride. Johnny Setaside away, and Idiot's Venture's gone. Idiot's Venture hit it very hard and unshipped Charlie Swan, leaves King of the Gales in third, and then Belvedere and McAllister, and back at the tail of the field, Son of War. But the 2 leaders showing no signs of coming back to the field as they jump this ditch, and a better jump by Johnny Setaside. Opera Hat got in close. They're clear of Belvedere in third, King of the Gales 4, McAllister quite a bad mistake, and Son of War in rear. As they go now towards the next fence, and Johnny Setaside again out jumps Opera Hat, and they're a long way clear of Belvedere, who makes a dreadful blunder there and loses 3rd place to King of the Gales. A long way back to Son of War and McAllister as they go towards the 4th last. Opera Hat has gone back up on the inside to show just ahead of Johnny Setaside, who again jumps it slightly the better, and they're a long way clear of King of the Gales and Belvederian as they go now towards the final ditch. The third last fence in the Ericsson chase, and Opera Hat and Anthony Powell half a length up on Johnny Setaside, Richard Dunwoody, and the pair of them, they've dominated the race and they're a long way clear, 15 lengths or more in front of King of the Gales. Opera Hat, Johnny Setaside, Opera Hat half a length, Johnny Setaside second. They're clear of King of the Gales, a long way back to Belvederian in fourth as they turn to face the second last now. It's Opera Hat and Anthony Powell with Johnny Setaside alongside, and the two of them have it between them, clear of King of the Gales as they come now to the second last fence, and Johnny Setaside jumps to the front from Opera Hat. They're clear of King of the Gales in third as they race towards the home turn, and Johnny Setaside has opened up and gone 3-4 clear of Opera Hat. It's over a dozen lengths back to King of the Gales in third as they run towards the final fence now in the Ericsson chase, and it's Johnny Setaside and Richard Dunwoody with Opera Hat trying to rally on the near side, and King of the Gales staying on behind them in third, a long way back to Belvederian. Johnny Setaside, Opera Hat still very much in contention, and King of the Gales is closing too. Over the last, Johnny Setaside, another good jump, leads up the run in. King of the Gales putting in a run on the near side, and they're followed by Opera Hat 3 a long way back to Belvederian, but Johnny Setaside driven out by Richard Dunwoody. King of the Gales closing under Franny Woods as they race up towards the line. Johnny Setaside, King of the Gales gaining all the time, but Johnny Setaside's holding him as they go to the line. Johnny Setaside wins the Ericsson. King of the Gales a good run for second. Opera Hat fades to third. Flights ahead.